So excited to have a lovely lady back on the show. Now, this girl had been here before. She hails from Arizona. About another year of doing some fun stuff under her belt, releasing some brand new country music. So excited to have her back on the show, Miss Shari Rowe. Hey, Shari, how are ya?
I'm great, Casey. Thanks for having me back on. How are you doing?
I am doing awesome. So excited to have you back on this show. And that's one of the things that I love about this show is that, you guys, you come on the show and you tell me what's going on. And then, you're out there, you're killing it, you're doing some fun stuff. And then you come back and give us an update of things that's been happening in your world. And it's so exciting to know that you've got some new things going on and you got a meaning behind this song that's out there. And we're going to get to all that in just a quick second. But first, Shari, let's remind people a little bit about who you are, where you hail from, how you got to where you're at, before we jump into the today's stuff, because I know there's some exciting news going on for you. But what's going on with Shari? Where does Shari come from? How do we know who she is? Let's find out about this girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you said, I live in Arizona. I grew up here. I love being from Arizona. We travel more and more to Nashville these days, but Arizona is definitely my hometown. Grew up camping and fishing all over this beautiful state and horseback riding and all that good stuff, and I feel like that really reflects in my songwriting. And I love the West. It's just a great place to be. And I grew up in a musical family, doing, as you can imagine, the family talent shows around the holidays. I come from a big family, all harmonizing together, and been professionally doing country music for about 6 years now, but started singing in the church. So I'm really excited that I still, when I'm in town, I still lead worship at my local church when I have the opportunity.
Nice. That's awesome. So you have the musical background of the family. Did anything professionally as far as training before you went to Nashville?
No professional training. I really just, and still to this day, believe that, if you're surrounding yourself with people who are better than you at what you're trying to achieve, I think, you have to humble yourself and put yourself in a room where you maybe feel like the one who knows the least. But really that philosophy has helped me grow in my songwriting and performing and, just looking up to others who are where, I hope, to get to at a certain point.
That's awesome. Now, you still reside in Arizona. You're just traveling to Nashville, or do you have a home there too now?
We don't have a home there yet, but we've had lots of conversations about that lately. Ideally, we'd like to have a spot in both places. The traveling we've got a really hectic schedule going back and forth. As long as we can manage that schedule, we'll stay here, but it's looking like we might need a little pit stop over there in Nashville, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I just think it might be a little easier since you are spending so much time over there and doing so much over there. But you got some things going on. You're doing some touring. You're getting out there, and you're actually traveling pretty far on some of this stuff that you're doing outside of Arizona.
Oh yeah, we've been. We just got back recently from a radio tour, and man, we try to make the most of our time since we're kind of traveling in and out in only a short time usually. So we were out on the road for a couple weeks, but we covered, I believe it was 14 states in 11 days, visiting radio and doing co-writes in Nashville, and just trying to make the most of our time. And then, of course, we had an opportunity to travel to Poland. We did a tour in the summer there. That was our second tour in Poland. And, yeah, I feel like we're on the road so much now. And it's exciting because, my husband plays bass in the band, and we've done this together, since we started. And it's cool to be able to travel so much and not have to leave one another. So,
well, that's
yeah,
awesome.
It's been fun.
I remember that. I remember when we had the conversation before. I remember you mentioning that, and that your husband does travel and stuff. So it puts in a whole different aspect of it. When you don't have to leave the loved ones behind and stuff like that, and that's pretty cool. But you stick to your roots, and your husband is also an outdoorsman and joined you on the campfires and all that kind of stuff when you're back at home.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's really our favorite thing to do is to get up into the mountains here in Arizona. We have a few special spots up there, and gosh, I've been fishing and doing all that good stuff since I was little, and he has too. And that's really our chance to sort of turn off all the social media, get off grid, and just just get our hands in the dirt and just be out in nature. I think that's our favorite thing to do together.
That's pretty cool. Now, one of the things that I think is interesting before we get into your music for people to understand who you are just a little bit, you're the ambassador for the Red Note Foundation, and I'm not so sure how many people understand what that is. So why don't you explain a little bit about this organization that you just hold close to your heart here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is very close to my heart. I was doing a CD release concert for Moonshine, actually, and Shelby from the Red Note Foundation approached me after the show, and she handed me a card, and she said, "I'm with the Red Note Foundation. We promote music education. We're looking to expand our reach, and we've been really primarily focusing on classical music. I would love to introduce the country genre to our supporters and to the students that we help. Would you consider joining with us?" And so I went home and I did some research. Come to find out, they're helping so many students in the public school system and beyond to get lessons, musical lessons. They're putting instruments in their hands when they can't afford them. They're providing concert opportunities, and they're all doing it in memory of her sister, Shelby's sister. So Shelby and her dad, Ken, run this organization, and Kristen Hooker died in a motorcycle accident when she was just 20. And she was a classical instrumentalist. She played the bassoon and other instruments, and everything she did with purpose. And she was a light in her community. And I'm giving you just the short version. You can go to Red Note Foundation or rednotefoundation.org or my website, sharirowe.com, to find links to the whole story. But basically, they are carrying on that mission and that purpose to help students and expose them to music. Because for me growing up, music, and it still is, a place to go to. And not all students play sports. Not all kids have access to instruments and lessons. And I feel like it's just such an important thing to offer to kids. It's just so impactful in their lives.
Right. And no matter what's going on, we talk about this with other artists too. Music is also a healer. It's a way to escape things. It's a way to expose yourself and express yourself. So there's so many good things that come out of music, and to put that into kids, it really it's an amazing foundation. Again, as you mentioned, it's rednotefoundation.org. If you're interested in finding out more about it. Are they planning on continuing to expand to different genres if they have the opportunity?
Yes, they have. It's amazing. We just, in fact, the night before last, we performed with they had a 60-piece orchestra and choir, and we performed at a beautiful theater at the Mesa Arts Center here in Arizona. And it was their biggest fundraiser that they have every year. And this was only their 4th annual fundraiser, and it has grown from, I believe they had under 100 people at the first one, and there were almost 1,200 people there the other night. And they are growing and expanding their reach, and it's just incredible to see the impact that they're having on their community. And I was able to do a song, and we had our bluegrass kind of set up, and we did God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, and we were backed by the orchestra and choir, which my fiddle player was able to write parts for the string section. And it was just an amazing experience to hear that orchestra come in and kind of give their supporters a view of how the genres can merge and how music can expand beyond. Because many of the supporters there are very much focused in the classical genre, and it was an amazing opportunity to be able to expand that reach.
That's awesome, and it sounds like it would have been an amazing thing. So, anytime you bring in that kind of power and strength and support under anybody, it just lifts everything just so high. Just an amazing thing. So, I mean, and it's kind of ironic. This weekend, I happened to be visiting a friend of mine who was in Washington State, and we went to a children's concert for a church, and it was amazing when all the kids got together near the end, and all the voices got together, and all the music came together. It was just amazing. I guess
it's so powerful.
It is, and it's uplifting, and there wasn't a smile there wasn't a face in the room that didn't have a smile on it. Just listening to this music and kind of being taken away for a minute and just enjoying it.
Absolutely.
And that's what
absolutely opens up the heart and tears walls down, for sure.
Sure, absolutely. Well, just in case people want to know a little bit more or interested in what this foundation, again, it's just a real quick, rednotefoundation.org, something that Shari Rowe is very passionate about, and so excited to have her as the celebrity ambassador, its first celebrity ambassador to the Red Note Foundation. So congratulations on that. And
thank you.
My
pleasure, for sure. Yeah, my privilege.
To be able to be the forefront and the face of it, to get more and more people involved with such a unique and fun organization. And listen, can you hold on a little bit, Shari? We're going to have to take a quick break, but I want to get back and talk about your music now and switch gears towards some of the things that you personally have going on in some of your new music. Can you hang in there for just a minute?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. We're going to be back with more Shari Rowe right after this. Don't go anywhere. It's Wall to Wall Country. It is that time of year. It's the holiday season, and I know you have some new music, but there's one of the songs that you did when we last talked. We were talking about the EP that you had out, Moonshine, that had a couple of different tunes on it. Some good stuff on there. But one of the songs that you like to talk about, because I believe it was around the same time that you were featuring at the time, was a little something called Family Gathering, and it's on your Moonshine album. You want to tell us a little bit about that song, Shari?
Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, you're right. It was about this time of year when we talked last. And Family Gathering is just, it's really close to my heart because, as I said earlier, I come from a big family, and there's nothing quite like that experience of, those get-togethers. And it can be family, it can be friends, really, if you have community of any kind, it really is a blessing. And when I sat down to write the song initially, it really started as kind of talking about the quirks that we have in our families. Everybody's got, their quirkiness, their different things that each personality brings to the table.
Good, better, and different.
Yeah, exactly. You get it all, and we bring it all.
You get that Uncle Joe who doesn't know how to shut up and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, I know, exactly. And, we love to get together. When we're together, there's probably about 25 or 30 of us, and I always bring the potato salad, it seems like. We've got this family recipe for this great potato salad, and I always show up with it, and the song starts out with that line, I show up with potato salad. And then I'm looking around the room, and I'm kind of taking inventory, and the goal was in the song to kind of paint that picture of that scene. Mm-hmm. You're looking around, and all these different things are coming to mind with all the different personalities. And as I continued to write it, it really to something so much deeper, and just realizing that, gosh, quirks and all, if I will take it all if it means that I can be in this room with all these people who I know have my back, who I love and have been there for me and will be there for me, and to remember the ones that maybe aren't there anymore. And that's really how the song kind of grew from there, and it means so much to me, and it brings a tear to my eye even so often when I sing it, and I feel like it's done the same for so many. Real special. So, yeah, Family Gathering, it's a close one to my heart.
All right, well, I think what we're going to do is, since, we are into that season and people are thinking about, getting together around the Christmas tree or the Christmas dinner. We've already, had the Thanksgiving get-togethers. I mean, it's that time of year where you're trying to get together and check everybody off your list that you had the opportunity to speak to or give a hug to or send a smile to.
Yeah.
So, I think what we'll do, if it's okay with you, we'd like to play this song from you. This is from your Moonshine album, and we'll talk about how people can get their hands on your music here in just a bit. But why don't you go ahead, Shari, and introduce your song?
All right. This is Shari Rowe on Wall to Wall Country, and here's Family Gathering.
Back there, you heard a little something from Shari Rowe, my guest for today, a returning guest that has a brand new song out. We're going to get to that next. A little something called Family Gathering, though. That was off her Moonshine album just last year. Did a hell of a job on that. And you're right. It just kind of like tells a story, and people can relate to it. You know, all of that going on at the same time with people from their life kind of fitting into the, you know, the spots that you were creating throughout the song. And very, very, very relatable, Shari. Good job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was the goal. I was hoping people could find themselves and their own families in it, and yeah, just maybe at the end of the day, just appreciate everyone more and learn to overlook some of the craziness, right?
Yeah. And you know, and everybody has those little twerks and queeks, and it's like, oh, Aunt Betty, she always kisses her wet. They're so wet, you know, and then the grandma who takes the tissue out of her bra and wipes your face with it. You know, it's like, ugh. You know, like, God, I hated that. Yep. You know, it's like, good Lord. You know, do all grandmas learn to do that in grandma school? Or, you know, and then you get that spit on your face. It's like, ugh.
It's true.
It is. You know, and everybody has those experiences, you know, but the thing is like, you know, no matter what they are, you know, eventually, you know, time changes and people pass, and then they're not there to do that. And you're kind of like, damn, I wish Grandma was here to spit on my face again. You know?
And that is absolutely the truth. It really is. Yeah, just living in the moment and taking all that love in, and, you know, just appreciating one another. You're right. One day they're all going to be gone, and we're going to be gone, and you know, what do we leave behind, you know?
Right. And I think one of the things that's unique about the music that you write, Shari, is you find something that a lot of people can relate to. People can find a way to relate to songs. And your latest single that you have out, a little something called Take That Shot, is another one of those background stories that there's something to it that you want to share, not only through the song but through the meaning of the song as well. Why don't you tell us about this brand new one that you got out there since September?
Oh man, Casey, I'm so excited about this one. I mean, I feel like every new song that comes out, you know, is like it's like people ask, what's your favorite? I'm like, okay, well, the next one. So
yeah,
this song in particular, I was able to co-write with some amazing writers out in Nashville, Tom Maxwell and Willie Morrison. And this last summer, we were finishing up a run of shows during CMA Fest, and we were getting ready to pull out of Nashville and drive back home. And my PR company scheduled a co-write, and I met Tom and Willie for the first time that day. And I think Willie came to the idea with the table first, and he kind of had, you know, the beginnings of a song. And gosh, when you're co-writing, I think we were there for like 5 or 6 hours, and things just take on a new life, you know, as everyone's kind of chiming in and bringing ideas to the table, changing the feel and the melody and the scope of the story and everything. And this song really is about taking a chance, because plans are good. Like, we have to have a plan. That's always the best way to start. But I think being ready to divert from that plan, to kind of get off track when an opportunity presents itself, and not being afraid to kind of, you know, take another path if that's feeling right, and it looks like this could be, you know, possibly a life-changing thing or an experience that you wouldn't want to miss, taking that leap. And this song in particular, it's about a love story, but really it can be applied to anything. And for me, I try to find purpose in everything that I do, so I'm hoping that this song, even, you know, in the aspect of hearing the love story, that people are encouraged to go for it, you know, to take that chance and see what will happen, and whether it be a job change or, you know, helping someone or, you know, whatever it is, just to kind of go out beyond their comfort zone and take that shot.
Yeah. And, you know, and I think it's good advice too. I mean, there's a comment from you. You never know how amazing something could turn out if you don't take a shot at it. And I think in today's society, I think with all the social medias and stuff, sometimes it inhibits people. It helps people in one way, but inhibits people, because if you go and you do something, geez, it ends up being on Facebook in a matter of 30 seconds, you know? It's like, holy crap, you know? So I think maybe it you know, jumping out of your comfort zone sometimes is really, 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 really hard for people sometimes, because they don't want to be made a fool out of. They don't want to, They don't want to fail. They don't want to make a mistake and stuff like that. But, I mean, my mom used to say, you don't learn anything unless you do something different. If you keep doing the same thing, you stay in the same box. Maybe you're really good at what you're doing, but you're never going to learn anything new. You're never going to really have a new experience or something. And until you say, okay, I'm going to put my neck out there. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, do something completely different. And damn, I hope it works out.
Right. I know. It's true though. And we have to, it is scary to be, the idea of failing and others knowing that maybe we didn't accomplish what we set out to do, but we really can learn from that a lot. And every failure that, we experience, we're always going to, we may not get it right the first time, but, that old adage of, get up and try again.
Yep.
I mean, you just don't know how something's going to turn out exactly. And going into that room even that day to co-write with Tom and Willie, I mean, these guys are, seasoned writers and artists, and I'm out there in Nashville. And if I hadn't, set aside the idea of being afraid of being vulnerable in that moment, I wouldn't have this song. And then I'm sitting in the studio a few months later, and I'm hearing Garth Brooks' fiddle player play on this song, and I'm hearing Carrie Underwood's keys guy playing on it, and I'm in this amazing studio in Nashville. I'm hearing this song come to life that I was able to co-write on and be a part of, and that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't just overcome that moment of feeling vulnerable and thinking maybe I won't have what it takes,
Right.
But now, here we are. We have this song, and this song is taking me to other places and enabling me to impact more people and helping me to fulfill what I feel is the calling that's on my life. So I just want to be an encouragement to people, to do the same.
Right. And that's something, that you can live by. And even going back to the Red Note Foundation, it's like that's something that you give these kids an instrument, and maybe they're afraid at first, but take the instrument and try and try to, it may not sound great the first time or the second time or the third time, but somewhere along the line, it gives, them, the encouragement to then try something else new, because trying something new is a good thing. It's tough sometimes and it's hard sometimes, but just in theory, it's like, you got to try. And especially in one of those situations where you're not happy with something and you're constantly in this thing of, oh God, and my mother used to say, shit or get off the pot. Right?
Yep.
So it's like you can complain and you can sit on that pot and complain about being on that pot all you want, and you know what? For a while, it's okay. But after a while, then do something about it,
Do something about it. Yeah, put in the hard work. And actually, what's really cool is in just about a week or two, we're going to be launching a kindness campaign based around this whole idea of taking that shot. And it's going to be a shot of kindness, and fans will find out more about it in the next week or two. But we're going to be encouraging people to step out of their comfort zone and find ways to help, and not just think about it and not just see an opportunity to help and then just go on their way, but to actually act on it and hopefully change their community for the better and help people around them. So you'll be hearing more about that soon.
Oh, that sounds really awesome. And, and that's the thing, too, when people are taking those shots, and it might not be perfect or whatever, the kindness of the people around that person trying something new is very, very important, because that's what's going to encourage other people to kind of try new things and do new things and reach out and all that kind of stuff. So I like the idea of that. Why don't we give the song a listen, Shari?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to play this song. When we come back, we're going to talk to Shari a little bit more about how you can get your hands on her music, where you can find her, and maybe a wink, wink, nudge, nudge of some stuff coming up down the pike. But there you go. Take that shot. Shari Rowe. I like it. Sometimes you just got to fall off the wagon.
Yeah, exactly. You got to take that step, man. Just go for it.
Yeah.
It feels like a free fall, but, you just never know.
Yeah.
You know where it's going to go from there.
So the lines about falling for the stupid pickup line, and now you have somebody in your shotgun seat, was that maybe a little bit about your husband?
Actually, he didn't actually present a cheesy pickup line, that's for sure. But that was sort of added into the story with Tom and Willie, and just for the sake of the story and the song. But
Okay.
it's funny though, because my husband and I, we do this together, and we've tossed around the idea of making that break, moving from Arizona to going to Nashville, and we're kind of in that spot right now where we're like, okay, should we make the move? Should we take the leap? And it's just kind of interesting in that story because, the girl ends up changing her plans. The behind-the-scenes story was she was getting ready to leave for college, and she had all of her bags packed, and she had this plan, and she knew that her family knew all of her plans, and they were counting on her to follow through with everything that they were expecting. And right before she leaves, she meets this guy, and she knows in her heart that he could be the one. And so she decides not to leave and go to school in Tennessee, and they start their life together, and they have their 2-year anniversary, and they have this wonderful life, and they're so in love, and their life just keeps getting better and better. And then by the end of the song, they're going to Tennessee, and she's fulfilling the plans that she started out with to begin with. So then she has everything and more that she could have ever dreamed of. So
Nice.
It all falls together.
Yeah. And that's pretty cool. And so I'm feeling that thing should be a video. Is there video plans for that particular one?
Yes, we've been talking about that lately. Yeah, we're just in the beginning stages of figuring all that out, but yeah, we're on the same page with you. We want to see that video come to life for sure.
Yeah, I could just see that whole thing unfold. I mean, just the story you just told and the song. I think it would be a great video. And seeing, a girl and a guy driving down the road into the sunset at the end of it. I mean, I just think, that's a song that deserves a video, for sure.
All right, we're working on it, man. I hear you. Yeah. We'll get that done within the next few months here because everybody's talking about that right now.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely a video song for sure on CMT. It's there. It's already done. You just gotta. I already can see it. I don't even have to watch it. I know what it's going to look like. It's good stuff there. So tell my listening audience now. Okay, got a couple of good songs there. They want more. They're nibbling on the cheese, Shari, and they want to go for the whole block. How do they find you? How do they get their hands on your music? Give us a little inside scoop there.
Well, the great thing is it is available pretty much everywhere. So anywhere where fans or new fans, prospective fans are used to downloading music, whichever site, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, you name it. If you just search Shari Rowe country music or Shari Rowe family gathering, take that shot, or just my name, or if you go to ShariRowe.com, ShariRowe, ShariRowe.com. That's pretty much the hub, so everybody can find links from there, where to find the music, and we've got more music we're working on. We've already got another single that's finished, so we're going to be, playing Take That Shot for a while here, but we've got a lot more in the works, got some big shows, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media sites. We love posting about all these places we visit. We give a lot of behind-the-scenes footage when we're out on the road, and we love connecting with fans. So, of course, all those social media sites as well.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate that one, real quick, though. It's ShariRowe. That's what they need to plug in there to find you. And, now you're mentioning the social medias. Are you a social media bug? Is it you or who's...
It's usually me, but I have a team helping me out just to make sure we get everything covered. But I'm always involved in that, and when I'm, responding or replying, that is me. And so I love it. I mean, I wasn't a social media bug, but this really has given me such an opportunity to connect with fans. And for me, so much of it is about connecting with people. So in that aspect, I'm hooked now because, I can reach people that I wouldn't otherwise be able to.
Right. And that's also, how you're going to get, what your fans are looking for too. I'm sure people are, it's like, hey, I have an idea. Do you find that people will communicate with you about your music when it comes to the social medias? You get some ideas or figure out how people are feeling about songs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we've gotten such great feedback. And, I'll even get messages from, different, writers and meeting people within the industry as well. And it definitely does give us a a really good picture of what fans are liking and responding to. And I'm really blessed to be able to say that the numbers in social media, the fan base in general, is really growing. And it means so much to me. I go out to these shows, or I go on a radio tour, and I go into a town, and they already know the song, and they want to find out what we're doing, and it's so much more than just the idea of celebrity. It really isn't about that for me. But when you're writing a song in your room, or you're writing in Nashville with someone in a conference room, and you're pouring out your ideas and your heart, and then you work so hard to bring that song to life, so many people chime in on that. It takes a village, really. And when you know that someone in their own car, or on their computer, or their phone in their house, in their small town, has found something in that song to relate to, and they like it and they know it, there's just something so rewarding about that. It just makes it all worthwhile. So that's where social media is really valued by me, because that means I'm connecting with each person.
That's awesome. And, that's just, those are some of the good things about social media, for sure. They really can reach out and do stuff like that, which is really good. So you got some new music possibly in the works. People can find you on any of the electronic medias. If they want hard copies of any of your music, they can do that through your website. Yep. And you're going to let me know when that video gets released, because I want to be one of the first people to see it.
Absolutely. You got it.
And so people can reach out to you. You're going to have a nice holiday season. You're working through the holiday season, Shari?
Well, we just finished up a run of shows and that tour I was talking about. So I'm in town for a little bit. Got, some little media things here and there. Going to visit a radio station in the southern part.
Shari?
To kind of hunker down here in my hometown and bake and cook and be with my family and for a couple weeks here. And then January we pick up again. I got a co-writing trip scheduled, and country radio seminar and touring and a bunch of big shows and stuff. So, holidays, though, I'm going to get to spend some precious time with my family.
Well, that sounds like a fine plan. At the family gathering, I expect.
Yes, exactly. Precisely, the family gathering.
The family gathering. Well, listen, Shari, it's always a pleasure and a treat having you on board, girl. And, again, if you ever are up in the Pennsylvania area, if you happen to be traveling up in this direction, eastern side of the state, the doors to Penn Speak Radio are always open. I always like to make sure my guests know that we'd love to have you live in the studio at some point in your travels. But, hey, I wish you all the best. Good luck. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you, and enjoy that big old family gathering. And, Core knows to keep in touch with me. If you got something new or you got that new single out there in the spring, just get in touch, and we'll be glad to have you back on the show, Shari.
I appreciate it so much, Casey. You're always such a pleasure to talk to. You're so fun, and I do hope we get to meet each other face-to-face soon. And God bless you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And thanks for supporting the music.
No problem, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have a job. That's the way I look at it. So, hey, listen, girl, you have a great day, sweetheart. And, again, have the good holidays and keep in touch. Well, you can always reach me on Facebook, and you have my cell. So life is good. But take care and good luck with everything. Looking forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Thanks, Casey. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye, dear.
Bye-bye.